Is it time for me to start collecting Michael Jordan cards again? That's the question that I'm pondering in today's episode. You ready? Then let's do it. Well, hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. Victor, the rookie card specialist. Not so much talking rookie cards today, but Michael Jordan cards, more specifically 1990s inserts. I have been a big time Michael Jordan fan, Michael Chicago Bulls fan, living here in Northwest Indiana region. And I'm also really excited about the current market trend for Michael Jordan. They have softened a little bit, but I believe um, it's more the turn of events that has happened in the last several weeks just is really inspiring me and pushing me towards perhaps pivoting a little bit and starting to collect some Michael Jordan cards. And it all starts with an Instagram message that I got from a person, let's just call him Dave. Dave reached out to me on Instagram via DM and he asked if he can give me a phone call because he wanted to talk to me. I responded back. He was very cordial. And I says, what's this about? And he basically said, I want to talk to you about the Michael Jordan 1984 star rookie card. He says, I saw your video and I just want to talk to you a little bit about it. And I'm thinking in my mind, man, okay, I'm not, I don't, I was concerned that I was going to start getting into a screaming match here, right? I made my video. I said my piece about it, and I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one. But he wanted to talk to me about it, and I says, you know what? I'm just. This was a few days before I was getting ready to go on my cruise and go on vacation, and it was just like, man, you know what? Right now is a really bad time for me. I am swamped. I'm going on vacation. I says, if we can schedule this after I get back from vacation, that would be great. I have no problem with that. And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll talk to you then. Enjoy yourself. So it was kind of cool. Well, we went off on vacation, and I met a gentleman there, and we'll call him Dan. Dan was he was a cool cat, man. This guy, he caught my attention because he had on some beautiful Jordans, right? And we had uh, we had to like share tables in the dining area, right? And we were sitting at the same table, and we were just sparking up conversation. And one of the conversations was like, what do you do for a hobby? And I thought it was more just, this guy's probably, a businessman or something. He doesn't want to talk about business or what have you. He just wants to have fun and just talk about hobbies. Well, everybody took their turn around the table and it got to me. And it was like, well, I collect sports cards, and went on to explain, I'm also a content creator and blah, blah, blah. And so that really, it just sparked the conversation. It opened up the door, right? Well, come to find out, this gentleman named Dan has one of the most spectacular Michael Jordan collections I have ever seen. And he opened up his phone and he just started showing me pictures. And here's the level that this guy's at. His focus is Michael Jordan autograph cards. Okay. Yeah. and he had them all. He had, he had a ton of them. I don't know how many there are, but he had a ton of them. He had the 84 star and a 9, for crying out loud. And just the level of this guy's collection was just phenomenal. And he was just, let me see yours. like, I was like, oh boy, compared to this, man, I got like small potatoes here. I felt a little small, but we got to talking about Michael Jordan cards. And we were like two kids at a candy store, man. We were trying to keep it, cordial, because we had other people at the table, and it's like we were trying to like behave ourselves and start conversation with other people, and And but as soon as a little window opened up, we went right back to talking about Michael Jordan cards. We were just so giddy about everything. So I had a really great time talking about Michael Jordan cards with Dan. What an amazing time I had with him, and really getting to know him and sharing our collections. I shared him some of mine. Mine is more of, I was very interested in 2016. I started the Michael Jordan basic set registry, and I deal with a little lower end inserts type of thing. But this guy was like, heavy hitter, and he loved them all. He loved the smaller cards just as well. There's something about Michael Jordan collectors that we enjoy them all. We're not this, high end, low end type of thing, but we had a respect and camaraderie for the low end stuff and the high end stuff. So we just had a great time talking about that. Next thing you know, we go to the cruise. We come back home, and this gentleman reaches out to me. Dave reaches out to me again on Instagram, and he says, "Hi, Victor. Hope you enjoyed your vacation. Can I call you real quick?" And there was a little bit of mix up on my end, but we finally got on the phone. We had a great conversation talking about the star Michael Jordan card. He saw my video. He found my video very intriguing, and he just wanted to pick my brain a little bit more on, and wanted me to expound on that a little bit. And he kind of wanted to know, because I made that video, I think it's over a year ago now, if I'm not mistaken. But I've come to the conclusion of this when it comes to the 1984 star and the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan debate. I have concluded in my mind to find a common ground. And that common ground is found in changing the identifier for both cards. For both the 84 and the 86 Michael Jordan rookie card, I consider both of them asterisk RC. And that asterisk basically signifies, to me anyways, that it is a debatable rookie card, right? That it's a rookie card by some, but it's debatable. And then again, with the same thing for the 86. So I feel, if I were to advise Beckett Publications, I would say, let's update that in your publication, star asterisk, and do it for both of them. And that way we come to a common ground, because like I mentioned in the video, both sides make a case for and against, and you can find faults on both sides. But ultimately, I think it's best if we find common ground, right? It's a great card. I says, it's a card that it is a beautiful card. It is a scarce card. And as far as if you're looking at it in terms of like an investment piece, to me, it's definitely, it's one of those cards that is definitely has long-term potential, right? With that said, it's one of them things now, right? I'm talking about Michael Jordan a lot, and I don't know if the AI and that picked it up on my phone, but it seemed like now the algorithm is starting to feed me a bunch of Michael Jordan stuff, right? I'm like, okay, all right. I never really, watched or I never really focused a lot of time and attention on Michael Jordan YouTube content, but I went down that rabbit hole and I found a lot of different stuff, basically just one-off videos that people make. But then I found this one gentleman by the name of Bryan from the YouTube channel called Cajun Cardboard. Now, Bryan Dennison here, his entire channel is all about Michael Jordan cards. And if you're a Michael Jordan collector, I'm sure you probably have heard of Cajun Cardboard. If not, I highly recommend you to go check out Bryan. His content is top notch. He doesn't just talk about high end stuff, but he also talks about every level of Michael Jordan cards. And I just started I dove in headfirst into his content, and I have been binge watching his content. He's recently bought a Michael Jordan collection that is out of this world. You have to see this collection. Um, so I've been eating up and consuming his content, and I come to find out he created this poster that I found very, very intriguing. I'm going to try to show it to you here. Um, there. It's a 24 by 36-inch poster. I'm not doing this any justice. And if you turn it around, he's going to give you the pack odds as well. Now, I'm probably just going to leave a picture of it on of either side here so you can take a little bit closer look at it. But what I really enjoyed about it was two things. Number one is I'm always supportive of someone else's endeavor. When somebody is passionate and they put their heart and soul into something and they've created something that I find value in, I'm all for supporting that. So I purchased a couple of posters from Bryan, and I really enjoyed it. I respect the work that he done, because what he's done is he split up all of Michael Jordan's insert cards into four tiers. Tier one being the high end stuff, right? The most expensive cards out there. Um, and he's breaking it down tier two, tier three, and tier four, which is kind of like where I live. But nonetheless, I can still enjoy Michael Jordan cards, even though I don't have an extraordinary budget. My stuff, when it comes to Michael Jordan cards, we're talking about, cards under $500, somewhere between the $100 to $500 range. Sprinkle in some cards that are under 1,000. But other than that, that's kind of my ballpark. I would love for it to grow as the years go on. I wouldn't mind adding some tier two cards and maybe even a tier one card. That's what I'm striving for. But for now, right, I'm going to be content at the tier four level. So I've started, filtering through my collection. What do I have on the tier four? What kind of inserts do I have? Well, and I've shown some of these on my channel before, but I'll share a few of them with you here. I'm just going to show you some pictures because, number one, I've shown these cards before, sprinkled here and there, but I don't feel like going to the safe and pulling them out and searching through them. I'm just going to show you a few of them that I have. The first one that I really like, right, is, and these are kind of like my favorites that I have, and the first one is the 93 Upper Deck Special Edition. This one's called Behind the Glass. I just absolutely love this card. And again, it's an 8, more within my price range. In an 8, it's a couple $100, and ended up buying this one not too long ago. Another favorite of mine is 1993 Ultra Power in the Key. Just a beautifully aesthetic card that I've always enjoyed. Was really glad when I purchased this one. I actually got this one from Frankie Rodriguez, big time Instagram collector of Michael Jordan cards. And he's got a shop out in Puerto Rico. And he posted a few cards for sale. And I was like, Frankie, I want that Power in the Key. The Behind the Glass is a tier 4, if going off of Bryan's poster. And the Power in the Key is a tier 3 insert card. Next I'm going to show you is a 97 Fleer Soaring Stars. I've got this one in a 9, but I've always enjoyed this card very, very much. I'm looking to pick this one up in a 10 someday. Would be really nice because the pop count is very low. This one is considered a tier 4 in the hierarchy of Jordan inserts. 95 Topps Spark Plugs. This one I love. I am a machinist slash mechanic for the railroad, and I've always enjoyed this one because it kind of speaks to my persona a little bit for what I do for a living. And this is considered a tier 4 insert as well. And again, these tier 4s, you're talking, these are under $500 that you can typically get these. Unless you want to get them in a 10, then you're probably going to be like under 1,000. So things to consider. This one I absolutely love. 1996 Topps Sticky Fingers. I purchased this one raw, sent it in, and I got a PSA 10 on it. Was very pleased with that. I remember having this card in back in the day and regretted when I got rid of it. But this one is also considered a tier 4 insert card. And lastly, the counterpart to the sticky fingers is what? The Enfuego, right? 1996 Topps Enfuego. He's on fire, folks. This too is a tier 4 Michael Jordan card. So as I am going through this stuff, as you can see, kind of like what's been going on, kind of doors that are opening up, conversations that I'm having with several people, and all of this is really getting the juices flowing again for the Michael Jordan collection. And my next step is to do a little bit of market research and maybe make a purchase or two, or perhaps a trade for some other Michael Jordan insert cards. Other than that, guys, that's all I got going on. I am going to be going to the Dallas Card Show in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited about that. Hope to see if I see you out there. Let's shake hands, get to know each other a little bit better. That'll be fun. And with that said, remember, my friends, not all rookie cards are created equal.
All I know is we sold them for 20 grand. You have one last time, and I will tell you this, they are perfect 10s. And I'm going to tell you something, Kenny, this card is so smoking hot right now, and will be forever, because it is now being recognized as the true Jordan rookie from 1985.
Now here's me, got to see that's how I dream to be. I dream I'm